Hey everybody, it's Jaret from the Rockstar Dad Show. Coming up this week on the program, Gary and I sit down with our bass player Rob and talk about everything from Rocky to Blippi. That's this week on the Rockstar Dad Show.
This is a song for my friends Jaret and Gary. They started a podcast and said a theme was necessary. They're just a couple of guys in a band that you know. Some rockstar dads who started a show. Until the next episode.
Welcome to the Rockstar Dad Show, everybody. And after the most intense setup of all time, we are here. And I'm very glad that we are joined by our friend, our bass player, our confidant, our little guy. Rob Felicetti is with us today.
That's so many things.
It's a long laundry list.
I know. I really didn't prep for this. By the way, here's what's going on. It's a day off. We are on tour currently with Simple Plan, and
You gotta say the hashtag.
we are on tour with Simple Plan hashtag Bigger Than It Looks tour, and 303 and Lolo, and we're 2 days in, and we've already got a day off.
Boy, this works hard.
Isn't this hard?
Yeah.
It's harder than it looks.
It's harder than it's
Bigger, yeah.
bigger and harder.
We've talked about this before, Rob, right? Like all of the Simple Plan,
They're puns about like,
they're wee-wees.
yeah. But,
Yeah.
and they do that, but then they don't make wee-wee jokes in their songs or during their show.
Yeah.
They save it for the album title.
They
That's
actually
brilliant.
they are funnier than I do remember.
They're funnier than you think.
I feel like I just thought that there was no comedy in their show at all. I just remember it being, like they play the songs and it's very lighthearted and it's great and they're so fucking good. But the other day when Pierre asked that dancing girl what planet she was from, it may have changed my mind as far as like how much comedy I feel is involved in their show.
They do put on a really good show though. Like the production, the songs, like it's a great fun show.
Yeah, it's a well-oiled machine for sure.
100%. Yeah. And we're just getting treated so great. It's so cool to be here. Now, I hope this podcast works
Oh, yeah.
because,
Did we ever break the news to Rob about the
You
last
did.
time?
yeah, we did. So we've got this piece of gear. And I'd be honest, I just sort of came out thinking, yeah, just plug it in. It'll just work. Well, that has not been our experience. And that includes tonight. It took a fucking hour for me to get us set up and rolling.
Hopefully.
Hopefully this one comes out. You
I
know?
still like talking with you guys. So regardless, we didn't really waste any time. It just wasn't recorded.
Yeah, we
Some
were
good
just-
stuff too.
Yeah. If this one doesn't work, then I am going to simplify this in such a way that it is just literally going to be, I'm going to buy some sort of an interface that plugs into my lap. And maybe I should have just done this in the first place. But an interface that plugs in there and into the laptop, and then we just do it on Pro Tools every time, and it's just easy. But instead, I got this Rodecaster because they're supposed to be the bomb diggity dog. But the first time we did this, and it was a thing. Remember, we were all trying to have headphones, and you were like too close to the thing. You were super uncomfortable, and we fucking broke your stride that day. Like,
Well, Rob also had stuff going on at home.
that's what it was.
And-
You didn't want to you didn't want to download another app to your
Yeah.
phone.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was before I got another phone because that one was maxed out. And I was like, I don't have the space to do this other app now.
Yeah. And then, so we got you going, and we got it all set up, and we recorded a whole episode, and then we learned the hard way that you're supposed to have a SD card in this machine. Which we still don't have. That's been 2.5 years ago since we tried this, right?
I feel like we did solve that problem, but maybe we hid it in the backpack somewhere. Like,
Man, that's the thing, right? Is I thought to myself, I've got everything in this stupid backpack. If the backpack is made for this Rodecaster, and like it's got our mics and our things, and you got us these tripods off, and everything. We have everything we need. And I would why would I have not just stuck that in there? I know we went and got one, but anyway, it's not there. So what are we gonna do?
it's funny how, we're adults and our lives are complicated. There's a million things going on at all times, right? But I feel like if it were Everett or Tyler and like we just bought them this new piece of gear, something went wrong.
No, keep going. We're still recording sound at least.
Okay. Well, if we just bought them this new piece of gear for baseball, and then we went to practice or a tournament or something, and it wasn't in their bag, we'd be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I know. And that literally just happened at my house. We literally just had that where Casey was taking him to baseball yesterday, and his glove wasn't in his bag, and it's just like, what the hell is wrong? Okay, y'all talk about something else while I figure this out.
There's a dude that does like YouTube Shorts or TikToks or whatever you want to call them, but it's just it's all baseball stuff, and so he's playing the character of the dad and the kid and all this stuff, and one of them is the character of like the dad in the car being all amped up. You ready for this game? All right, okay, we just got here. Let's go. You got your glove? And the kid's like, uh-oh, you gotta be shitting me. And like, that's what he says all the time. So that's like a joke for Tyler and I. And, I've never said that I'm the best parent in the world. But he'll be like, you gotta be shitting me thing to the kids in the dugout. Like, I'm not doing that to other people's kids.
That's a you and Tyler
Yeah.
thing.
Got to do you got to get back into so anybody's watching, if anybody's listening to this, our video just cut out. You got to re-click the link, Gary. Me and Rob are in here. It is not the greatest connection though. This may be an audio only freaking episode, but we're doing the gosh darn best we can.
And we look great though.
Man.
For anyone that's only listening.
Day off today, and really just killing it over here.
That's part of having a day off in the middle of nowhere. It's an amazing day off, but the internet's not great.
Not so great. No, it's not.
I unplugged for a little bit today.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did 20 minutes of just sitting in the sun
I like it.
with my eyes closed. It was lovely. I don't ever do anything like that. I never care to do anything like that. And like put my feet in the grass.
That's such a good thing to do. That's like a super healthy thing to do, by the way. Like they say you're really supposed to try and do that, every day. Like,
Yeah.
Some people say it's like you're supposed to literally just walk outside of your house and put your feet in the grass first thing in the morning.
I've had the intentions of starting to do that, like with my morning coffee and going and sitting out in our patio. Like we've got a fire pit in the backyard type thing. And I went to go do that a couple of weeks ago. And as soon as I got out there was all these tiny little bitty spiders on our chair.
It's a sign.
And I was like, well, I'm not going to sit there. But I did take a picture of the spiders the best I could. I zoomed in really close, tried because they're tiny. And I sent it to one of the Facebook groups of like, what kind of spider is this?
Oh, yeah.
And no one answered. But I feel like I've got to fumigate the backyard or I don't know how to get rid of all I mean, there was like tons of them. And I'm not going to sit in that chair till it either freezes or I don't know. Can I just hose it down and get rid of it? I don't know what I'm going to do.
My take on this is you would have never even discovered this was an issue had you not tried to better your morning routine by going out there and sticking your feet in the grass, right?
He's not wrong. No, he's not wrong at all.
So did I do good or bad? I'm confused.
I don't know.
You did the right thing. You're still not on the video. This may be an audio only.
I mean, I'm trying, but I can't.
Yeah.
I can look like Gary for this one.
I just want to cut this, I think. I just want to cut the thing and let's just do audio.
Yeah.
All right. So we're doing audio only. Guys, welcome to the first audio only episode in a while. So our promo could just be pictures of us or something, You don't even have to have your phones on anymore. This is how mad I am.
I'm never going to turn my phone off. When's the last time you turned your phone off?
Well, I turn it off when I go get massages.
You turn it off?
Yeah, off, because I don't want that vibrating sound because then I just wonder who
What
it is.
You're up there trying to relax, and every 3 seconds it just.
You don't leave your phone with your clothes in the bathroom?
Well, it's in the same room. So I go into the room and she's in there and we meet about what we're going to work on that day. And she's just like, how's your knee? And all that shit. And then she leaves the room and she goes, I'll duck out while you get ready. And then I take off all of my clothes and my watch and my ring and everything, my glasses. And I put it all on this table, my clothes on the chair. And then she comes in and fixes my arm so that I can move my thumbs.
You go full naked.
Oh, yeah.
I usually leave, or not usually. I always leave the undies on.
No, I go full naked.
I never know. Like, I never know if that's the right thing to do or not. I prefer that I sleep with no clothes on because that's you're supposed to do that. And I feel like getting a massage or something, you should do that. I just, I don't know what the proper protocol is. And they say do whatever is most comfortable.
Well,
for
they
you,
say
right?
do it to your comfort level.
But my
So,
comfort level is, I don't know.
yeah, naked as shit. I like being naked.
What if to your comfort level though? I mean, some people are never nudes. They just leave on their overalls and like
To your comfort level. If you want to wear your Carhartt jacket, well, get your massage.
Yeah, it's so true. The never nude thing is funny because when we were on vacation, I had just gotten tattooed and I've never swam with a shirt on before. Like, not since I was like a little kid and I first started getting fat and shit. When you're a fat kid, you think that wearing a shirt like hides the fact that you're fat, You're like, nobody will be able to tell. So, and then, but it's obviously it just sticks to you, like makes you look more fat,
it's also just you and the 3 other fat kids with shirts on.
What exactly? Yeah, because we didn't give a shit about the sun in the 80s.
Yeah.
The ozone layer was fully intact.
Yeah.
We were fine. But I wanted to protect my tattoos as best I could. And so I got in or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't know if I like this very much. And she's like, yeah, it kind of takes some getting used to. And I go, I just feel like I'm an always wet. Because even when you take your arms out, like you can't, you're just fucking wet. And I was just like, I don't think I like this being an always wet. Oh, but boy, anyway. Rob, it's great to have you, man. And a lot has happened since you've been on the show, as far as
as far as the last time it was actually recorded.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, fuck.
That's probably been like 3 years for that.
I can see this audio is happening, and this shit's coming out. I don't care how this sounds, by the way. This motherfucking episode is getting released. But Rob, a lot's happened. Pete is potty trained.
Oh yeah, fully.
Man, how did that end up being as far as like just the grind of it all? Like, if you look back on it, what was sort of the level of frustration I guess for both you, and I know you can't really speak for Jackie, but just again, because boys can be really hard.
Yeah. So what's funny is she's asking her mom advice about it, but her mom raised 3 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such
Girls.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm sorry. 3 girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they were 3 kids. But
They were 3 kids.
Yeah. And but she grew up with a lot of sisters and she had one, you know what I mean? So it's kind of funny on their side of the family. Jackie's dad grew up with all sisters and he has, 3 daughters.
Right.
So she had no guidance there. So on my side, I'm like I kind of asked my mom, like, how did we potty train? And honestly, all she could say was that my brother was better at it than me. Like that. But the
well, and you know what? That makes sense. He's a fairly competitive guy.
yeah, he just started before I was even born. Like, I'm gonna beat this kid.
Yeah.
But I think the first challenge was just admitting that it was something we had to do. You know what I mean? Because you get so comfortable with diapers and all that. Like, it was just part of the routine. And like, honestly, changing diapers isn't as bad as people think it is with their parents.
Changing diapers is not as bad as people think it is whenever it's your kid.
That's exactly what I mean. I'm never going to change someone else's diaper.
I
would do it for you guys, but
yeah.
I had nieces and nephews growing up, and so, I mean, I had changed my fair share of diapers. But it's like puke, right? Like my daughter is 22 and she has, I guess, it's an actual phobia. Y'all know people are scared of vomit, right?
Yes, I do know a few people. I'm thinking of somebody. I can't remember who.
Katie Phillips.
Yes, afraid of vomit. That's right.
Vomit. She has a full-on like phobia of it. And my daughter pretty much has that. I mean, it might be because, again, she just can't do it. And I'm just like, and she's like, so I don't know, because she would talk about being a teacher or a nurse when she was younger.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to ever see throw up. And it's like, man, when it becomes your child, like I remember one time Emma was sick and she was just throwing up on me and I just kept cleaning her up. And like, she was having a really rough time. And I just fucking took my shirt off and covered us in towels and just sat there and fucking held her in my chair and just let her vomit on me. Like, fuck it. Like, I'm not going to keep sticking you in the fucking bathtub, or wiping you down because that just upset her and she didn't feel good. You know, you just fuck it, just puke on me.
Yeah, and it's like a new version of grossed out that you didn't know existed. Like, it didn't like stop your day. Like,
yeah, but you are right about the diapers. And then you know what I equate it to? It's like painting the inside of your house. It's a pain in the ass, but it's worth it in the end. Potty,
and while you're
like
doing
that,
while you're doing it, you're like, this isn't so bad.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like potty training, you are going, God, this is miserable, but we're gonna make it to the end.
It's miserable in the certain points where like you don't know where the starting point is. Like, I don't know what it was like for you guys with your kids, but with Pete, it was like the first step was like we didn't know. We're like Googling shit. Like, and I don't even know how people did it before Google. But I had a book, that was like that basically brought you to that point and stopped. And it was like the thing that Jackie saw. She's like, I read a thing where you can just have them hang out with no pants on and no underwear.
Oh yeah,
all the time.
Yeah,
all the time at home. And we had like this one of those like little plastic, just like looks like a toilet, but just a receptacle. Yeah. And in the living room, like in front of his show, so that you can kind of like zone out if you had to do it. And it was the whole thing. There was a couple, I mean, not very many actually, but a couple of times where you just like standing there and just start peeing, like in the living room. But it like, I don't know what to say. It's like kind of this weird like curve, like this ramp where at first it was just chaos and there was no rhyme or reason. And I would just be like, do you want to go try sitting on the toilet? I don't want to sit on the toilet.
Yeah.
I don't like that thing. And you just sit in there like, let's just see what happens. And I don't know if that was the right move or not, but like it eventually turned into, and along with our lifestyle of leaving home for a week or two at a time, and in this case, much longer, but the kind of thing where I'd come back and some of the legwork was done without me being there, so it's like, and you guys I'm sure experienced that exact same thing.
Of course.
But then I kind of was like, all right, well now it's my turn to like really stay on top of it. And, it's just like gradual. Once they hit like another step where they kind of are figuring it out, it makes the next step to get to easier. Mm-hmm. Each time it's like a shorter gap of how difficult the next jump is. So it went from like complete chaos to he just uses the toilet all the time, like within, I'm going to say 10 months total of the initial time of like, let's just see him walking around with no underwear on and see what happens.
So, man, when me and my ex moved into our house, the first like nice house we bought, after both kids were born, no, Jack was born in that house, not in it.
Oh man.
But yeah, we pull up one day and our neighbor, the kid is just running around naked outside. He's, 3 years old. And it's just like, and he's the dad was Greek. So, he's uncircumcised and that's weird. It's just like a little weird naked kid running. He was fat. So the little fat naked European kid running around
with a swim shirt on.
With a swim shirt on. He isn't always wet. And so, and we were just like, okay, what's going on? That's what she said. She was just like, yeah, we heard this is the only way you can potty train or whatever. So we just let him be naked all the time, and
I mean, it kind of works because and now, I mean, there was this. Now it's just normal. He just goes to the bathroom, but like, there was the exciting part of it when I was like, he's getting it is when he would just do it like on his own for like those first couple times where like he would come back out of the bathroom and be like, hey, I need help, like to flush the toilet or something. And I'm like, oh, you just went in there and did it. Like, you didn't need me. You didn't ask me. I still have to wipe his butt. I will say that.
Oh, yeah. But that kind of goes for a while. I mean, I don't really remember a specific age, but the funny thing is that this image, because Everett would tell you he was done. And my deal, I'd be like, okay, stand up and touch your toes. Right. So he just would already be in position. So you'd walk in and he's just touching his toes with his little ass hanging up there, and you just makes it so easy to wipe it
off the toilet and stand on the ground and do that.
He stands on the ground and does.
All right, so Pete's thing is like a thing that goes over the toilet. So there's like a step up, and you know what I mean. Then he sits on that other thing on top of the toilet.
Yeah,
and he can sit on a regular toilet normally, but this is just his comfort zone at home, and we have one that we can like travel with too. That's like much easier. But when we're out, I can just bring him to the bathroom and just pop him down. But I do it where I just have him lean forward while he's still sitting, because I don't want him like getting off the toilet, because I don't know what the scenario is yet as far as the cleanup goes.
Yeah.
Usually it's pretty good. But
Well,
sometimes you're just like, when is this ending? And it's like half a roll of toilet paper.
The reason that is funny, though, is because not everybody knew that my child did this. And he was visiting friends one time and he had to go. And then he asked for help to wipe or whatever. And Amy came around the corner and there he is just touching his toes with his little butt sticking up in the air. And it just the funniest fucking sight.
He's ready to be cleaned.
Yeah, just ready to be clean. But
That'll catch you off guard.
yeah, it will for sure. But yeah, I don't remember like how long you wipe their butt. But I mean, it's not. I mean, it's kind of a while. You know,
Is it like the same? Is it like the beginning of potty training is the thing where like it just starts to correct itself as it goes?
yeah, you just kind of figure it out. I mean, again, Emma was so easy. And I understand this to be the situation for girls, but it was literally a deal where she wanted to wear underwear to school, and we were like, well, you can't have an accident if you wear underwear to school. And she was just like, okay. And I think maybe one time it was number one. But Jack, I mean, we got dirty pants back every single day for a long time.
At first with daycare, we were getting like we would send him with that other change of clothes, and like every day I pick him up, there'd be the plastic bag tied to his lunch box. And I'm like, all right. But they were giving I will give a lot of credit to his daycare too for helping with it, because they were like good at encouraging it to go and like helping that be like consistent and a whole thing. But like, yeah, the first few weeks or whatever was like every single day, like here's the first set of clothes that he went through, and here's the
When Tyler was in Montessori and at that point of the transition, like, hey, we're potty training at home, and at school you have to send the change of clothes and all that. He couldn't go up to the next class.
That's the same thing.
You're like,
yes, yeah.
By once they're potty trained, they can go to the next class.
It's by achievements.
Well, and he was probably, I don't know, I don't remember exactly, but maybe let's say 6 months behind like the other kids in his class. But he's always been so big that he was still in this younger class. But it looked like he looked like he's 5-6 years old.
Yeah.
But he's in the class with the 2-year-olds.
That was interesting for him anyway, though, because like, when he was a little kid and, he would cry because y'all were having to leave someplace or whatever.
Right.
Like people, people that didn't know y'all, we would go, that kid's 3, by the way. Like he's not 7.
Just
we take him to, parks or whatever, and he'd be crying about it's time to leave or this or that. I remember one time a kid came up to Anik and was like, how come that kid's not talking to us? He's like running around with everyone. How come he's not talking to us? And Anik goes, we talk too.
Yeah. Hey, we got to take a break. This is turning out okay. And I'm not mad that the video isn't working, but I am going to figure this out sometime this week so that we can do another episode next week. We're going to try keep good new episodes coming the whole time we're on the road. We got to take a break. You're listening to the Rockstar Dad Show. Y'all listen to this. We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back to the Rockstar Dad Show. No video, no headphones. I don't even know what this sounds like, but hopefully it's fine. But hey, listen, we do this show every week. You can listen to it wherever you listen to podcasts, but you can also grab that Adobe app wherever you grab your apps. I guess App Store. I guess there's only one place to grab apps, right?
Well, App Store or Google Play Store or something like that.
Oh, really? Is that a thing? I didn't know
that. I don't know. I've never had an Android, but they do something.
Oh, that's what it is. You have to go to like the other side of things. Understood. I didn't realize. Yeah, that's an Android thing.
Where the texts are greener.
Yeah. The texts are always greener on the other side. We're here today with our bass player and good friend Rob Filicetti, who is the father of a 3-year-old. And his name, I don't know if, obviously I think we talked about it, but talk to us, tell us about his name.
His full name is Peter Parker Filicetti, and for very good reason. So, I'm a big Spider-Man fan, if that wasn't given away just a moment ago. But I'm also from Queens, which is that's why I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. Because when I was a kid, is before all the movies were out and before most of the cartoons and all that stuff. So for me, it was just cool that there was a comic book character that was a kid from Queens. So I was connected with Spider-Man. That was really cool. And
it's such a coincidence that you're a fan of Spider-Man and that his name is Peter Parker.
That's what I'm kind of getting at. It's like what a small world we live in, right?
Wow, crazy.
So I remember being like a kid and being like, if I ever have a kid someday, I want to name him Peter Parker. Like I've said that before.
So I didn't know that part. I just thought, and where you're getting to the story, is that it just so happens that
This is exactly right. It really did work out perfectly because Jackie's dad is named Pete,
yeah.
and he grew up with 5 sisters. Like that's a lot of women.
A lot of estrogen.
Yeah. So he grew up with 5 sisters, and then he gets married and has kids and has 3 daughters. So and then his first daughter has a kid, and it's a daughter, and then they have another kid, and it's a daughter, and then his second daughter has a kid, and it's a son. So they name him Julian, Julian Peter.
Got it. Oh, okay.
So they did. There was homage to Big Pete LaScala there, but then after Julian was Della, a girl, and then after Della was Clara, a girl, and then Jackie and I are having a kid, and it's a boy, and I'm like, we have to name this kid Pete, Jackie, right? And I was like, right, we should really name him Pete, and really who do you care about middle names that much? Like no one really cares, right? And she's like, no. I was like, what about Parker? That's a good middle name, Parker. She's like. And she goes, Peter Parker, like Spider-Man? I'm like, yeah. She's like, yeah. But this was after all these movies were out, and she's actually like, well, Tom Holland's great, so I'm fine with it. And it just worked out really nicely. Like, it was nice and tidy, and I think it's a great name, and it would really hit me when his social security card showed up in the mail.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, shit, I really did this. Yeah,
I did it.
Oh, I really did it.
I mean, that's really cool. For me, I feel like it really is. There are, our friend Matt who named his kid Anakin,
Yeah.
there are extremes to this, but Peter Parker is like that kid could go his whole life and, except for you telling him or whatever, but kids aren't going to really figure it out until junior high.
Yeah.
You know?
And again, it's his middle, you don't know half of your friends' middle names,
No. Yeah. No, I mean, it's one of those things, right? Where you, they would call your full name in school and you'd be like, oh, your middle name's Brian.
I mean, it really does come into play unless someone goes by their middle names.
Right,
In the first day of school, they call them their first name, which that's
and it's
sort of
like a
my
bit.
life.
That's your life. Yeah. Yeah. Because you have a fairly sort of an older classic name for your first name.
Right.
And, and I don't think people would really guess it. Yeah.
Well, I was a junior, so because I was the same name as my dad,
Yeah.
then they made me go by my middle name.
Yeah.
I started making me go by my middle name so you could differentiate in the house as I was growing up. But my dad was Randy, and for short, it was Randy, but his name's Randolph. So I am Randolph Gary Wiseman Jr. But
That sounds. You should have been a president.
It's second grade when, first day of school, and they're like, Randolph? And every kid turns around and is like, Rudolph. Yeah.
Oh, God damn it. I would have never thought about that. It's funny. When I make fun of names, I seldom do it like everybody else. Like Casey, our good friend Casey Diorio. And I was just like, did everybody call you?
Casey not his first name?
No, his first name's Paul.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But, so see, I know a lot of our middle names.
Yeah.
and shit,
Well,
but
but not when they go by their middle name.
Oh,
as
yeah,
their
you're
first
right.
name. That doesn't count.
Yeah. But his name is Casey Diorio. And I was like, did they call you Casey Diorio all the time? And he was like, I never heard that one. They called me Casey and the Sunshine Band.
That's the best they came up with.
Yeah, and I'm just like, man, fucking uncreative fuckers down there.
Whenever I was in second grade or third, whatever, in his first day of school, and everyone goes, oh, you're Rudolph. I'm like, that sucks, whatever, right? But it's so stupid now, I'm freaking 46 years old, and there's things, whether it be airline tickets or this or that, or calling in about a credit card where it's my full name is on there.
Yeah.
And, now it's an adult who's sitting there reading your name.
Yeah.
It's printed out, and they're like, Rudolph. And you're like, what the fuck? How fucking read?
Yeah, Reese. They
Funny,
can't read.
I never even thought about it being similar to Rudolph. I never even.
I'm actually, yeah, until you said that now, I never even
It's my
considered that.
Never. I mean, I've known you for a very long time. I've never even thought about that. That's crazy.
Do you know what huge celebrity goes by their middle name?
Most of them?
Yeah.
Oh, was that the answer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good. Yeah. Nice.
You know Paul McCartney, his first name's James?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah. Paul's his middle name.
Our good friend Linus Dotson, Linus of Hollywood, his first and middle name aren't Linus at all.
Or his last
His last name is not of Hollywood.
No. Yeah. Now, his name is Kevin. What is it?
See, you don't know his middle name.
No, I do.
Oh no,
because he's
but
on my vote.
it's not coming to you. You're proving my point, Jarrett.
I'm not. James. His name is James Kevin Dotson.
Wait, Kevin's his middle name?
Kevin's his middle name. Yeah, and he went by Kevin.
This
And
is
he
so
wasn't
confusing.
or anything, right? And then he just moved to LA, and
I feel
he had a telemarketing job, and he wore striped shirts all the time. And a guy just started calling him Linus.
because he's ginger, so he had to go by Kevin, right?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, he wasn't named after his dad or anything, so I don't really know why he went by his middle name. But I mean, like, it's like you know, when I book you flights, I have to book Randolph. When I book him flights, I have to book him under James.
This is the first I'm hearing of this James. With
Yeah, really? Oh, you didn't know that?
I knew Kevin. I always thought Kevin was his name.
Oh, James Kevin Dotson.
But that's a good name.
You know, one of the best name stories ever. And we're going to try and get him on this show maybe next week. We'll see. But our monitor tech stage manager is named Riel. Okay. But he was originally named Gabe when we hired him, but he transitioned to Riel. And his thinking is that his name is Gabriel, and he was Gabe for the first half of his life, and then he legally changed his name to Riel. I don't say Riel, Gabriel, but I wouldn't call him Gabriel. It'd be Gabriel, but I'm not Riel.
That's why Ian says real. If you ever noticed.
Yeah, David calls him Riel.
I say Riel.
I call Riel. What do you say?
I think I go back and forth because I'm, like, I don't know exactly. I just go back.
And he's not going to tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just call him. I mean, he's cool with either one. You know?
Well, so the funny thing is the reason he actually changed his name in the first place is because there's a lot of, in our touring crew, especially when we do the UK, there's a lot of Daves around. There's a lot of Daves.
When also in the middle of a room, there's a lot of, hey.
Yeah, hey, yes, he said that too. There's a lot of hey, and there's a lot of Daves. So there's a lot of things that said Gabe, Dave. So he said it was just too much, and he was just like, I want to know specifically when I'm being addressed.
Is this true?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
I
he
had zero idea that was the
but
thing.
then the Gabe for the first half, Riel for the second half, first half of the name, second half of the name is also true. Like they both work in tandem. But
there's like there's like a logic and then there's functionality as well. You know?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It does.
But I've known him for 20-something years, so he says I'm grandfathered in. I can call him Gabe if I want. But I don't.
I flip every once in a
For
while.
me, it was really hard for me because I knew him as Gabe forever, and so it's hard for me to make that change. But once I heard the reasoning of hey and the Dave, and then like for some reason at that point it just landed, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. Well, which reasoning?
Both.
the hey and the like.
Really? I never heard
'Cause-
that. I am learning so much.
It made sense to me because this may not make sense, but Gary sounds like a lot of things. Of course, there's Barry and Jerry and Terry and
Sure.
but also like it does like even when Eric's in the band, like Eric, Gary, like they kind of just hit.
Yeah.
And then hey, I don't know, like I was turning around looking for who's calling for me a lot. So whenever I realized that's part of the reason that he did, I was like,
That makes sense. Yeah. One of my good friends that I am with a lot is named Derek, and Jaret and Derek sound way more alike than you think. Yeah.
Another good thing with Riel though is his middle name now, his legal middle name. So his original name, Gabriel, I actually forget his middle initial is A. I forget what the middle name is. So still supporting my
You're
claim from before.
You know
half
middle
their
names
friends-
like you know lyrics of songs.
Oh man, I know more middle names than lyrics of songs, but that's different than most people. But the Gabriel A. Panko, and then his middle name now it's Riel Gap, which was his original initials. His middle name is Gap now.
Gap.
But no, it's not Gap. His middle name is Gap. You can't say it like the word.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he has it as Gap,
Interesting.
all capitals, like an acronym.
Yeah. Interesting.
freaking cool.
I mean, it's cool to just do something fucking different, you know?
do whatever
Why
you
not?
want.
Just do whatever you want. That's why I feel like Linus should just change his name to Linus of Hollywood. Like, just fucking be Linus. Remember
Isn't that like
Mr.
he's gonna
T? He was
stop?
like, my first name, Mr. My middle name's that period, and my last name, T.
Yeah.
I mean, and no one was arguing with him.
Oh, no, man.
His
What
name-
a badass Mr. T was.
Do you know Mr. T's real name?
I believe it is. I do know this. Let like Clarence or something?
I was gonna say Francis.
I'm asking you.
Oh, you don't.
No,
I thought you were like triviaing us.
Yes.
I think it's Clubber Lang.
It's Clever Lang. It's got to be Clever Lang.
Hey Siri, what is Mr. T's actual?
Whoa.
Lawrence Tirode.
What do you guys said? Something close to that, right?
Yeah, what did I say?
We both said something very.
I said Clarence,
Clarence.
and it's Lawrence.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
I still think it's Clever Lang though.
Man, I was so fucking scared of him.
From Rocky 3.
From Rocky 3. Like,
He's so
he
angry.
was the scariest man. And I was fairly scared of Hulk Hogan in that movie with the Thunder Lips.
Thunder Lips.
But Clubber Lang scared the living shit out of me, man. I was in 6th grade.
Oh, so yes,
Seventh,
but even as a kid, when I watched that movie for the first time, like the whole movie is scary and intimidating until they actually get to the fight, the real fight. So the first fight, he kicks his ass, right?
Well, he
mops the floor with him.
Yeah.
The first, and then the redemption.
did they
thing at the
fight
end.
twice? Oh yeah,
They do fight twice. Yeah, and they go training on the beach.
Trains him.
They come running on the beach and do all those like slow
Yeah.
motion things.
Well,
But-
he learns to be left-handed, right? Or is that the? Okay, go ahead.
No, that is in that one where he teaches them how to do both things.
Yeah.
But during the last the fight, like that's the defining fight at the end of the movie, there's this horrible soundbite every time Clubber Lang, Mr. T, is punching, and it sounds like a dog barking. Bah, 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 and it's just like you can tell they're just dropping in every time, and it's fucking hilarious.
Oh god.
So yeah, it's even as a kid, I was like, this is absurd, and just laughing at like the entire
I never knew that.
third act of the film.
Do you know Buttkiss from the dog from the movie was actually Rocky's
It's his
dog?
actual dog. Yeah.
She adopted him. And you know the 2 turtles in the first one?
Yes.
They're like still alive.
They're turtles. They live forever,
And
man.
they live forever, whatever. But like he still has them, and they're still alive.
That is shocking.
That's crazy, right?
That movie was 1976.
I mean, it's old.
The first one? Yeah.
76, 78, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's old enough because
It's older than Star Wars.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, Rocky 2 was my movie, though. You know, I mean, like I like Rocky, but Rocky 3's, really the first 4 Rockies are fucking all great. God damn, they're so good.
There's 4 great
I don't
Rocky
think
movies.
I've ever seen a Rocky all the way through.
Are you
What?
you would I think this. I know you're not I think you would full on sports cry if you watched Rocky 2. I think
Really?
you would. I think you would.
The
I-
first
more
one,
than
the
one?
first one's yes. So here's why, and you correct me if I'm wrong. First one is excellent. It's really good. It's an independent film, but it just blew up.
Yeah.
So
he
he
put his
did
own
everything.
love into it.
I know all that
Yeah.
story. Yeah.
So like there are some issues with the first one as far as an audience member watching a movie, like some things with pacing and production and stuff. But again, this is also however many years removed now, so you give it some grace. But you'll notice that when you're watching the first one now. The second one, the movie made all its money, so there's much bigger
Sure.
budget put into it and the whole thing. So like the second one, I think will have some more beats and hits that will like get you harder as far as like a sports movie getting emotional.
But
no,
you really start to love him. Like you start to really like you physically start to root for this guy because he's such the underdog. Like all they did was in the first one, all they do is like basically pick his name out of a fucking hat so they can show the city of Philadelphia that they love them or whatever. And so they just like find
based on a
local guy.
real story.
He's supposed to beat the shit out of him, and they go all 15 rounds.
Right.
And so he loses. I don't want to ruin this for you, but he
No,
loses.
he's past the time where you're allowed to ruin the movie after
so he
50 years.
loses in the first movie, right? So that's the thing is in the second one, he's got some money now, but he's also sort of just doesn't know what he's going to do with his life. And like, because in the first one, he's kind of a thug.
Right.
He is.
He's-
His job is that he like roughs people up.
Yeah, he roughs people up for Polly, who is Adrian's brother. Anyway, I'm telling you, I could, Adrian, I did it. I could not cry. That might as well be fucking a curtain call at a play for me. Like I lose it every fucking.
Did you know this? How with those movies they filmed those because every Rocky movie ends with the big culmination fight, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
They filmed them backwards. They started with them all fucked up with all the like the
Oh no, I didn't.
aesthetics of them with like the black eyes and the shut swollen faces and bloody and shit and like all sweaty and gross. Like they'd start with that so that they can like take the stuff off as they go instead of apply.
I wonder why though.
I think it's easier to remove stuff and clean up than it is to like get them back on the chair and because
maybe.
And it came from the first movie he said I remember seeing a thing like they did in the first movie because of time, budgeting and time. Where like then they're like, well shit, that works. Let's just do it for all the movies.
Yeah. I mean, that's interesting because even just in our experience of like filming things or whatever, like in the bitch song video, we were on a budget and they were trying to think of ways to make the flour stick to us when they're delousing us.
Oh man, this sounds
so they
miserable.
covered us in Vaseline and they did it to us, right? So then we literally have to go in this prison shower down in the basement and literally, I'm not joking, scrape it off of one another. Like we're just all standing there naked in a circle, scraping
basically
this
like
off of it.
cake battered Vaseline and flour.
Scrape from a shade ourselves.
Gary and I like just yesterday talked about how like, and I think you did agree with me, right? Like I can't even stand like suntan lotion on me, and like sunblock, or I can't stand like hand lotion on me, like body lotion or whatever. Like I can't stand the feeling of that stuff. So I will say I love being in this band, but I'm glad I didn't have to do that.
Well, but okay, so it gets worse. So how about this? So at the end of the day, they take us to this warehouse to film some other scenes because we didn't have the prison anymore.
The pickup shots.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do it again.
Oh,
we fucking did it twice.
So which are the cuts that made it to the
all of it?
All of
so
it.
You see,
because there's the one that throwing the shit at you guys,
see us,
like in Super Troopers,
so
right?
It's where we're still covered in it. Like when I'm in my cell and I'm still covered in it.
Yeah.
Most of the first one that we scraped off of each other at the prison didn't make it. I think maybe I'm the only one that's still in there.
How defeating.
But the actual stuff where they threw it on us, was later.
Oh, so when like the physical, you see it getting
where Chris is like eats it, and I think Gary like fluffs his hair because Gary had like hair, like longer hair,
like shoulder length,
like Beatles or something, and he like shakes his hair and shit, and then. Eric, I think Eric sniffs it, right? And did that make it into the? There's no way we could get away with that.
Oh, like it's I get it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean it's anyway, just knowing that, like, God, that sounds fucking terrible. But I mean, because they are fucking fucked up in that movie.
Yeah, so that's the reason they did it was because it was easier it's quicker.
Yeah,
to just do it all at once, get it all there, and then take it off a little bit at a time, like each round or whatever it is.
That makes sense. I mean, I'm still trying to get my head around that, but because I mean, they're so sweaty and gross, but I'm sure it's probably all just.
Yeah, it's just someone sprayed them with a fucking water bottle, and then they just pat them down with a towel.
They do. It looks real.
Yeah,
I mean, it did then anyway.
It still it holds up.
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah,
it is funny what you're talking about, like pacing and stuff. Like it's funny going back and watching an older movie now. Because all of the pacing is so much faster today.
Oh yeah,
like, you go watch like a John Hughes movie or something.
Yeah,
and they're great. I'm not talking shit. They're still some of my favorite movies.
Right.
But you go watch them, and it's just like from scene to scene, it'll be like a minute and a half car ride of nothing happening,
right?
And that would never happen.
You cannot get away with that. Even
like why your kids, when you go and show them the movies that you grew up with, it's why you have to sort of almost. Talk them through them sometimes, like you sometimes you have to be just like, okay, wait a minute, this part coming up, dude, this is fucking great, and because we actually watched, because I'm doing this with Everett. We're trying to get through a bunch of 80s movies and shit, and he's real cute. He gave me a bunch of coupons for my birthday, so I have a bunch of them where I can like make him watch a movie with me.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And so I'm like, well, if you're gonna do this, then I don't want us to have devices. Like, I want us to sit and watch
attention.
So we watched Uncle Buck, and that movie,
nothing
man, fucking happens in it. And
no, nothing.
I remembered it being really funny.
It's funny because it's just John Candy being funny for a movie.
I remember watching that movie as a kid, and now whatever, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
But then I watched it again in like college, and I was like, I didn't get any of these jokes as a kid.
Oh, right.
That's what I was like with Ghostbusters.
There's also that movie this is the movie, I've told you this story before, but that's the movie that whenever COVID happened and whenever Tyler ended up having COVID the first time and couldn't go to school, he came home, and because he couldn't go to school, we had to be home, and it's this rare instance where it's 10 o'clock in the morning. He comes out of his room. Anik and I are sitting there, and Uncle Buck is starting on TV.
Yeah.
And so he sits down and we start watching it, and he's laughing. He's having a good time. It's probably 30 minutes into the movie, and he just goes, "So this is what y'all do when I'm at school?"
Oh yeah, just watch Uncle Buck.
No, we're doing this because no one can leave the house.
We can't do anything right now.
I remember that story. I don't remember that Uncle Buck was the
That was
movie.
the-
I remember that. It's funny because we did a bunch of movies during COVID because we did Goonies, which he likes, and but then his friends started getting like next level shit introduced to him. So then Henry and James started coming over and quoting Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. I'm like, oh shit. Well, that's not like a movie from when I was a kid. That's like young adulthood. That's like us in the van.
Right.
I mean, because didn't we go see like Little Nicky is like
We went-
that's
We
later,
saw it in the theater.
in the van.
Yeah,
Little
that's what I'm
Nicky's like kind of like late 90s.
But I'm saying that's the third or fourth one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
they're-
That was still in
That's
that.
still like early.
Yeah.
I
It's
fuck-
not
one
Jack and Jill.
fan friends weren't like fans like weren't into it and shit. I still think that movie's fucking
Little
really-
Nicky. Yeah.
I love it.
I like it. And you know where I have like my cutoff with Adam Sandler? That's before it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I'm saying like in the it's
Yeah.
the cut.
I mean-
I like it.
I liked Through Big Daddy.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that was kind of around the
seen
same
that.
time.
That's My Boy.
I haven't seen That's My Boy or Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds is great. You would actually like it. That's My Boy is so stupid and so bad that it's great.
That's like Billy Madison is
Right.
so stupid. And,
I've
But
done
you
the thing with Tyler that you're talking about though. Like the list of like, here's the movies we got to see. He's seen the Dumb and Dumber and the, all those and Happy Gilmore and we've done those. But there's a couple that I'm like, you have to see this, just life lessons type thing.
Yeah.
And recently we did Stand By Me.
Oh,
And I just love that movie so much. And I
Yes.
wanted him, and it didn't land. It's just
I've never seen it.
it's such a different,
Yeah,
such
I've
a
never
different
seen the
world.
movie.
And I think part of it may have been I didn't go put the device down, but he just can't connect with, 1950s, 1960s life. Like it just didn't make.
Yeah, there's kind of crazy to
that's
think.
fucking 3/4 of a century ago.
I know, but
No, but-
there's other movies that I've shown him. Like, we did watch Bronx Tale, and I wasn't quite sure. And whenever Bronx Tale was over, I was like, "What'd you think?" And he goes, "That's the best movie I've ever seen."
Oh, it's a fucking. What about
He did a weird inflection, by the way.
Haven't done that one.
what?
He did Bronx Tale, not Bronx Tale.
Bronx Tale.
It's Bronx Tale. It's a
I would
Bronx
say
Tale.
Bronx Tale.
Yeah, see, maybe it's a regional thing.
Could be.
Anyways, it kind of broke my heart that the
Damn.
Stand By Me didn't land.
Yeah, that is easily in my top 10. It might be in my top 5. In fact, what's funny is I was just listening to a podcast the other day. Of course, it was about murder. And they were talking about the song that they sing on there. They were talking about the Have Gun Will Travel.
Yeah.
He's a part of a man. Anyway, you're listening to the Rockstar Dad Show. Y'all listen to this. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Rockstar Dad Show. Rob, I'm so glad you're here.
Man,
And
me too.
Otherwise, our band would sound really weird. Well, let's talk about Pete a little bit more. I mean, what's he into these days? I mean, is there? I heard a new show that I've never even heard of that he's done. So where's Miss Rachel on the list now?
Oh, Miss Rachel's it. She's in the dust.
Oh, she's
you know?
in the rear view
yeah.
mirror.
Oh, far back in the rear view mirror.
Oh man, is that a like? Are you happy about that? Cool with that? Is it a little like sad? Where are you on that?
It's all of those, and sad because it's like that period of something that was
Yeah.
fun to witness is past, and he's growing up and the whole thing. Happy because there's only so many episodes, and like you can only see the same thing so many times.
Yeah.
And also indifferent because it really was never annoyed. I was never annoyed by it. Like it was not like there was one thing that he's not so much into anymore. This fucking Blippy, who I'm sure is a great dude. I'm sure he's awesome, and everyone that plays him, because there's like 3 of them, but I'm sure he's great. But my
That's
God,
Australian dog.
no, that's Bluey, which is
Bluey.
fucking
Okay,
great.
great.
Bluey is a wonderful show.
Oh, okay.
So,
I've never seen.
Actually, I'll give you here's the brief history of Pete's screen time. It started with Miss Rachel.
well, you can finish telling me about Blippy because I don't know what that.
No, I'll get there. I'm starting from the beginning.
Okay.
So where we started with Miss Rachel, we started obviously with you can't put a baby in front of the television. To eventually he's gonna want to see some shit and things are gonna engage, and you want to have a little bit of this stuff. And it was Miss Rachel was his introduction. He loved it, and it was really all he would watch. He wouldn't care about anything else. And then the next sort of phase after that, I'm trying to remember if it went right into like
I watched him watch Miss Rachel, and it was fucking like, you understand why this lady. I figured this, all she was doing was just putting out video because she was.
She was like a kindergarten teacher, I think, or like a music teacher at a kindergarten or
shit
something.
During COVID, right?
Yeah, because that was
made $35 million.
Yeah, it's pretty. And now she's on Netflix and shit. It's like a whole thing.
It's awesome, but I watched him as a baby watch that, and it was, she just had him.
She had him. It's it's like it's getting an audience and just doing the thing.
I think you said something interesting, about the, hey, we can't put a baby in front of a TV type thing, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you should or that's good or whatever, but I think everyone does their best, finger quotes. I know we're not on video right now, but everyone does their best parenting before you have kids, right?
Yeah.
Before you have kids, you go, they're never going to see a screen. We're not feeding them French fries, whatever, like they're going to be at bed at this time and we're still going to have adults and we're going to be whatever. Right. And then reality hits you in the freaking face and you go, oh, we have to survive and just get through this.
Sometimes Miss Rachel's function was so I could like empty the dishwasher,
right?
Like it was like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
that's just it, right? It's like, and also like we've talked about this a lot, about the screen thing and all that. And I'm envious of, I wouldn't say envious. I'm impressed by people that can keep their kids, off of iPads and iPhones and stuff until they're 12 or 13. That's insane and holy shit, more power to you. But like, it's the world we live in, man. This is what we do. We've talked about this before about how like, okay, don't give your kid an iPad till they're 10, but then when they're 10, they're going to be way behind all these other.
They're going to be the kid that didn't have the iPad, that didn't know to use it.
Fucking rocket now, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's fucking...
Well, and also like being out, and people, you get the looks from parents if your kid's on an iPad, but he's like literally playing a game that's like teaching him how to read.
Yeah.
So it's like if I was a kid in the 80s and had a book at the dinner table, no one would think that's weird. So an iPad is just a different version of having a book there. Just different engagement.
I think everyone has to figure out where they are and what makes sense for them, right? I'm not trying to be like super judgmental, but I think there's a difference between like, an 8-year-old with an iPad and an 8-year-old with a phone.
Oh yeah.
Because the iPad is like, oh, you're in the car, you're at dinner, whatever. It's not all the time, but the phone is like
the phone.
It's just a different thing. It really is.
I agree. Yeah.
We did a watch. Just so we could track him,
right?
Oh yeah. After that, you had the effort watch.
I wanted to take him to the vet and have him can you just put a chip in his back shoulder like you did the goddamn dog?
So, following, like going a little bit further on that idea though for the kids. I remember a few years ago, my mother-in-law like giving us adults guff about how everyone's always on their phone all the time, right? And we are 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But around the time that she was giving us guff about that, I saw this photo, and it was a photo from like, I don't know, 1917 of all these people on the like waiting for.
I've seen that
for the train, and it's all these dudes waiting to go to work, and they're all reading the paper.
Oh yeah. Right.
And they're all in the same position, just
they're not
on
talking to each other.
They're not looking out the window. Like it's all just, there's always something that's going to get your attention that you're going to either.
But I do agree. The longer you can keep kids off screens, and I don't even think it's the Gary Vee thing. Like there's a point where they should be on screens because they need to learn. You don't want them to be behind, but you also shouldn't have them on there 24/7. It shouldn't be the only.
Yeah. I'm trying to make it a point to not just like, he'll in the morning before school or daycare. He's actually starting preschool this month.
This fucking guy.
I know, but like in the morning, he'll be like, "I want to watch." Is the thing he likes to watch now is it's called Cocomelon Lane. So there's a show called Cocomelon, and this is like the toddler version of this Cocomelon, right? So anyway, I think it's a lot, but whatever. But he'll be like, "I want to watch that. I want to watch Cocomelon," and I'll be like, "Well, we'll just do that after school." And like. I've sort of, and I'm sure this is short-lived, but at the moment, I've figured out a way to just have him agree with what I say, which is like a superpower. I realize as a parent, like with a little kid, because I'll just be like, I want to watch Coco Melon Lane. Now I'll be like, okay, no, we're gonna do that later, and he'd be like, no, I'll be like, yeah, we're gonna do that, right? And he'll just go, yeah. He wants to repeat what I'm saying.
Right.
Sure.
So then I just get him to just sort of agree, and then we just forget about it and move on. So that's the current one. So it was between Miss Rachel and Coco Melon Lane, which is what's right now. There was, which is crazy because I think it's gonna come back around. There was Bluey, and you watched that, I think, Too Young.
And that one's good.
That one's really good.
Okay.
Like parents like that show.
Okay, got it.
And yeah. But he kind of like just dipped out of that one. And then he was really fixed on this Blippy who, you know, the dude's like my age, so maybe he likes our band, so I don't want to talk shit. But but God, it's the worst show ever. But kids love it. And he's got a really great thing going. I mean, he's like, it's like an enterprise. Like this dude's like doing it, you know, like, yeah. Has like toys and stuff like in stores, you know.
Man, awesome.
So that I couldn't stand though, and I'm sure he knows that like it's not for a 40-year-old dude to watch, you know.
Right.
So there was Blippy, Bluey, there was a thing called Beba Finn that he liked for a while, which is like tied to this Pink Fong show, which is like the baby shark thing.
Right.
And he liked, but now he kind of like Pink Fong again. I never thought I'd know this many shows ever. Ever.
Yeah. I mean, it's
And
wild.
but the one, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say because you started this by saying there's the one you'd never heard of, which I'm sure most of these are, but the one you're talking about is Danny Go.
Danny Go.
Yeah,
I still
which is
couldn't understand what
really
you were saying
cool.
yesterday, but yeah.
Yeah, and he was talking to you on FaceTime about
Yeah,
it. Yeah, Danny Go, and it's actually pretty cool. I'll give the guy a lot of credit because Jackie like sings the songs like when like she's like, you know, around the house like doing shit. She'll just have like the song stuck in her
Yeah,
head. And they're like
that
they don't
happens.
suck. Like they're awesome.
Yeah.
I really will say that. But it kind of like the show itself kind of like looks like a video game. Like it's
Okay.
like he does like things like he has like this like sort of group of friends that he like films with, and he'll either do like this musical number or will like traverse a level where like these characters he's with are like the bad guy or something, and it's very engaging.
Yeah.
Like when you like Pete will be watching it stuck, and I'll be there, and it'll be like 10 minutes go by. Like, oh shit, we gotta like do something. Like, yeah, I'm like, oh, all right. I don't need to watch like this dude like throw snowballs at us anymore. You know, so that one's really cool and interesting and different.
Yeah.
So I like it. Like the songs are really good. But now he's stuck on this Coco Melon Lane.
Right. Yeah.
So and it's catered towards his age. Like it's like exactly for like 3 and 4 year olds.
It's so crazy though, as you say that, you know, as I think back to even my kids, the older kids, you know, being 22, they're 22 and 19. So, you know, and probably even when Tyler was really little, you know, they don't have the vastness of choices that there are now. I mean, because now it's like there's this, it's every streaming platform has their own kid shows, and
just YouTube in general has unlimited.
Tyler was at the beginning of it, meaning there was always something that we could find for him, but it wasn't always exactly what he wants, right?
Right.
That makes sense. Now you can go, I want this episode of
oh yeah,
this,
yeah, oh yeah.
Well, I don't know
People
if we
just
got
make
that.
up
It's just
stuff.
like he wanted Thomas the Tank Engine. We could find it. I don't know if it's this episode.
There was a thing where I will say a very short lived, and this was like weeks ago, where Pete was just obsessed with watching this one thing called like Science for Kids, where a dude would just explain how thunderstorms happen,
Oh, that's cool.
which is neat. It's like educational and stuff, but like he wanted to watch the same thing every day like that over and over again. And I will say though, for what you're saying, I think it's harder to be a kid now because of that. Because when I was a little kid, it like every single person loved the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing on TV. It was the one thing. So the focus was on this one thing. So you all had something in common. Making friends was easy. There wasn't 85,000 things to be like, well, I like this, and you like
Yeah.
Coco Melon, and you like blah, blah, blah.
It's there are a couple of things there. I mean, it's going to the Cheesecake Factory. It's too hard to figure out what you want because they have every
Overwhelming.
freaking thing in the world. But if you go to the bar up the street, it's like, do you want the cheeseburger or the chicken sandwich?
Right,
You know,
yeah.
like, okay, I can figure this out.
Yeah.
But it's also just, that's life. It's for adults, for everybody. Like, not trying to steal the thunder away from kids. It's harder to be a kid, but it's harder to be adult than it was whenever our parents were adults. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying,
Yeah.
For a lot
not
of
trying to sell them short, but like life is just hectic now. It's so fast and so
the
busy.
more option things is
Yeah.
just crazy. Like the more-
Socially though, guys, I will say, like, kids have it way worse. I mean, you know, it's like kid gets caught jerking off in the parking lot. It took, you know, fucking in his car. But, you know, like, but that shit took, you know, a week or two to get around school. That kid gets caught jerking off in the car in the parking lot now.
With
Everybody knows in 3 minutes. And I mean, fucking everybody.
Right.
And it is, you know, just, it's a scary, scary thing, you know, the power that social media has, especially, you know, as you and I have teenage boys, you know, and you got one coming up, and who knows what'll even be out there in the world.
I've thought that so many times. Like, what is it even going to be like when Pete's a teenager?
Yeah.
Like, what is going to be happening?
No.
I do know that he won't be able to have parties because, like, Ring already is great. Like the Ring doorbell. So, like,
Well, yeah, that's one of the first things that me and him talked about was what I had said to my kids. I was just like, they were like, we want to be able to make prank calls. And I go, you know what? You can't ding dong ditch.
Can't
You
do it.
can't make prank calls.
Yeah.
But you have a fucking iPhone. So just
get
suck it
creative.
up, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
But also get creative to make up your own version of that. So I will say, so my aunt-in-law, Jackie's Aunt Karen, she has 3 kids. They're all like college age now, but like the youngest one in high school, this is like a couple years ago, did the thing where he was like trying to outsmart his parents. Like they were down at the shore for the weekend.
oh,
And he's like, oh, I'm gonna have my friends over. We're gonna drink beers and do whatever, you know. And she's like, they're literally, her and Uncle Scott are sitting on the couch on their phone watching these kids like combat crawl through the front yard to try and like duck below the line, and they're just laughing at him. And the second they all finally get in the house, she just calls them like, hey man, I see what's going on here. Get your friends out of the house. So
man, that scene in Dazed and Confused where the beer delivery shows up at the kid's house and his parents haven't left yet.
Oh.
And then he just
oh yeah.
get everything the fuck back inside. Nobody's going anywhere. It's so sad, you know, like he almost did it.
So close.
He just
So
got
close.
So close. But yeah, I mean, you're right. It's like the Ring doorbell is it's a great thing. It's,
I mean, they were just watching it. Like they wanted it to get to the point where they thought that they were safe, and then just like called them up like, get your friends out of the house.
yeah, you can just we can pop in on the Alexa.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Chime. What is that
y'all
called? Drop in.
get the hell, yeah. Drop in kitchen. Y'all get the fuck out of our house.
Yeah, like you can't get away with that shit anymore.
Yeah. My ring cameras in my backyard. I can talk to people when I'm away, and if they're in the pool. So I'm gonna just be like, guys, that's enough fun with me being out of town.
Get out.
Yeah, get the hell
And
out.
you can
Fun is closed.
on
Fun
top
is
of that,
closed.
yeah, and fun is closed. You can also just turn off the heater in the pool from the same phone while you're watching them. Be like, get out, you're out. It's cold
Yeah,
now.
You're right. I'm sorry, it's just not working. It's been fun. Hey, you guys, thank you all for listening. Rob, thanks for hanging out with us. It's been fun.
And it's great.
I mean, we pretty much did exactly what we would have done anyway.
Yeah, we just have microphones in our
We
faces.
just had microphones, yeah. So we'll be back next week with more Rockstar Dad Show. Don't forget, we are on the road right now with Simple Plan 303 and Lolo, and lots and lots and lots of good stuff coming from Bowling for Soup and Rockstar Dad Show. So y'all be good. Take care. We'll see you soon.
This is a song for my friends Jaret and Gary. They started a podcast and said a theme was necessary. They're just a couple of guys in a band that you know. Some rockstar dads who started a show. Until the next episode.